Hey gang, welcome back. So we are down at Ponies in the Smokies in the Sevierville, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area of Tennessee. We wanted to kind of do a little something. I know every video I say I'm trying to do something different, but this one here, we're just going to bring you the car show. I actually, as I've said in previous videos, I work a full-time job. This event actually started on Monday the 24th. I am here on Friday. They did multiple events throughout the week, some really cool stuff. I saw they did a shine run. It looked maybe similar to a poker run. I saw drag racing. I saw a driving experience at Newport Speedway. The whole week they've done things. There's individual groups organizing rides to Tail the Dragon. There's Mustangs everywhere in this area of the surrounding cities. It's a beautiful area. Definitely recommend it. Gonna run over. I'm gonna bring you guys some footage throughout the car show, meet some vendors, try and bring you guys along as close as possible to a first-person view, and we're gonna get to it. All right, gang, we made it here to the show. We're gonna wander inside. We'll bring you a quick montage of the inside of the show. Then we'll wander outside and we'll bring you that. You know, guys, Ponies in the Smokies, the setting is amazing. The Smoky Mountain National Park is such a beautiful area. It's so much more than the cars, the shows, side by sides in the tunnel. So, I mean, it's a real experience down here. It's God's country. It's beautiful. I welcome you to come to this area at some point in time. We actually will be back in about a month for the Bronco Super Celebration here in Townsend, Tennessee. And we'll bring you some more of the area. We'll actually take our Bronco and do some stuff with it so you get to see a little bit more of the countryside. But, I mean, as you can see, like, the tunnel, you know, through the actual mountain, the water and streams, it's just serene and peaceful and beautiful. There's nothing like it, really. So I definitely welcome you to come check out the area. Make sure you check out, you know, Ponies and the Smokies next year. Or if you want, come join us at the Bronco Super Celebration. We'll bring you more, like I said, but it's really God's country. It's a beautiful world.
chance to be ruthless.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb. And I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
All right, guys. Saturday here at Ponies and the Smokies, the last day of the show. Brought to you yesterday, Friday, a walk around of the show, like a little video montage. I did talk to a few vendors. They're all super busy, so we didn't want to really interview or bother anybody. National Parts Depot was here. Fat House was here. RTR was here. Ford Performance. There was a pretty decent list of vendors that were here. The parts selection, UPR was here. Parts selection was a little lackluster, quite frankly, but the show was good overall. Like I said, we didn't want to bother any of the vendors with trying to do interviews or talk about what they're doing. We did purchase some seat mounts for our S197 to do the Kirky seats with Fat House. So those should be around here in a couple of days, delivered to our shop and ready to go. The one thing that I noticed is where it's Saturday and weather's blowing in. So I think maybe what's going to happen is people are kind of packing up early to avoid some rain. But I did notice that the outdoor car show was probably half as full as what I brought to you yesterday. And vendors, it's noontime and vendors were already packing up to go home. So not a negative experience, but it was a little different than I would have expected, considering it's still a weekend day. I'm hoping that folks are out tonight. We're going to try and bring you a little bit of, the nightlife that happens around with Ponies and the Smokies, because I think that's really the big draw for a lot of people, is just the camaraderie and the collaborations with folks. I did get to see a handful of folks from our local Mustang group and club. Great folks, had some great conversations, and it looks like summertime is going to heat up with us and the Mustang stuff. So we're going to wrap it up here with the last day of Ponies and the Smokies, and like I said, we'll try to bring you a little bit of nightlife. And if I get that, I'll toss that in the video. And if not, then I'll be back to close her out. All right, guys, we wandered out for some of the nightlife here at Ponies and the Smokies. It's Saturday night. It's the last night, so it's super light. Like I said, I got here late to begin with. I work a full-time job, so that kind of held me up from getting here early. But even on Saturday night here at Quaker Steak and Lube, it's been a good time. We saw people at the Hard Rock last night. I thought they'd be there. We came down here, so everyone seems to be down here. So we'll walk you around, let you see a little bit of this, and it's a wrap up for Ponies and the Smokies 2025. Good morning, guys. It's Sunday. The weekend has ended, sadly. It's kind of a gloomy day here in the Smoky Mountains. Ponies and the Smokies 2025 was a great time. There wasn't a lot of action. Like I said, I missed the first few major days, but I did want to bring you a couple of, like I said, the montages of nightlife, of the car show itself. You can basically watch the video and get a first-person view walk through the entire show. It was a good time. We got an opportunity to talk to a few great people. We talked to a handful of great vendors, got some information, got some help, did some planning on our build, and hopefully we'll have one of our cars back down here in 2026. That's the goal. So with that being said, before I get rained on here in the beautiful Smoky Mountains, I want to say thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you show your support and go visit torquepp.com and support us with our merch. We've got some great shirts. We're always looking for great feedback. If there's something you're looking for that we don't have on the merch site, send us an email. Let us know. We want to bring things that you guys enjoy and want to see. So have a good day, be good to each other, and thanks for watching.